Hi and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Emily and today's video is really special because it's a part of a video hop between Syberia Design and Lindy's. And I have never used any products from Lindy's before, but I have seen them around the internet, if that makes sense. I've seen other people use it and I was really excited about using these powders. They are sort of watercoloring powders in these cute containers. They have a little plastic lid and sort of a sprinkler or what we should call it in English, so that there is just a small amount of powder that is coming out, and I'm sort of tapping my jar, not hard at all, just with one finger, and you can see how much powder that is coming out. This was the first time I used them, so I wanted to create sort of a swatch for them, so I know how they all looked before I started to create my projects. And for this video I will be having two projects, one pinkish, orangey, yellowish project and one more teal. And yeah, you will see them later on here. I'm going pretty slow here in the beginning. This is actually real time, but I wanted you to see how cute these little jars are. And you can see I will spritz these with water and you can see the magic happening here on screen. So you could see I had really a little amount, but you will see that I will go a lot heavier here. I started by pre-spritzing my paper with some water and opening all of my lids for my containers. And then I started to go bananas and just sprinkling these all over. I also brought out a small paintbrush just to be able to move them. You probably don't need to do that. I think they will move pretty much on their own, but I was impatient and I just wanted to see how everything looked, and you can see how magical that is. And here I'm continuing with another panel, and yeah, I just had fun creating these, and I will end up cutting down a lot of this for my projects, so you will see how everything looks in a second here. But you can see I'm just spritzing them and playing around, going in with some more. And one thing to mention, these are really shimmery, so you get a lot of shine with these powders, and you don't need a lot for creating panels like this. So here you can see all of my panels. You can see the one with the blue. You can see how, hopefully you can see how much that sparkles. And yeah, it's really beautiful. It looks like an underwater scene to me. And here is the pinkish, yellowish, orangey one. Really beautiful. And here is the one that we created that was sort of to the bottom. And I used watercolor papers for this, except this one that is Nina 80-pound cardstocks. But for the other ones that I spritz heavily, I used watercolor paper. And for my die cutting, I will use a die from Syberia, and that is called Petty Periwinkles die set. I probably butchered that name pretty badly, but the links to all of the products that I used in this video will be listed down below after all of the information about this video hop. So go check that out so you don't miss out on this really pretty die set. By the way, I used this off camera in a project where I created a wedding card for a relative, and that turned out nicely. So these are nice for many occasions. So you can see I cut out of that paper that we created all of the flowers, and I am raising them up with some foam squares, and into the middle of these there is actually a center part, and I cut that out of some gold matte cardstock from Altenew. And I just used a tool here to place everything. In that same die set as I talked about previously, there is also a sentiment that says best wishes, and I cut out of some gold matte cardstock to coordinate with our sentiment, and I also raised all of this up a couple of times with dimension just to bring it to the surface. You can also see that I have a circle there just to make my sentiment stand out and to ground my flowers, to make sure that I have a place for them to be at. And in the background I have this really beautiful geometric die that is from Alex's latest release, so that is super pretty. We have our watercolored scene here, and then I will use this and have some dimension both to the flowers and to the centerpiece, just to bring that to the surface and to make the sentiment that is the highlight of this card. Yeah, so you can see I'm just fiddling around with that, and we are soon finished with our first project. I hope you enjoyed the first one here. I love the gold and all of the warm colors there. So I'm bringing out my phone so you maybe can see the shimmer a little bit better. Hopefully you can do that. Yeah, I really love how that turned out. So then I had all of these leftover pieces, so I just created the same, had the same idea here. You can see I cut the "You Are Loved" out of some gold, but I decided to go with silver instead because I think that looks really nice with all of the blues that we are having here. And for the center parts, of course, I went with silver as well. So I pretty much made the same thing here. I'm just layering the flowers with some dimension, and the sentiment I also raised up a couple of layers and one more with the gold there. It was a shame to cover all that beautiful mirror, or not mirror, but matte gold cardstock up, but I really love the result with the silver. So yeah, I'm just putting that to the center of my card panel here, and for this one the sentiment really stood out by itself, so I didn't need a circle to mat it. But when I had a little more skinny sentiment there, I really needed something to make it stand out a little bit more. So now I'm adhering that, and we can go ahead and raise this up on top of our white card base and some more dimension to the back of our flowers, and I'm just layering them around our sentiment. So there you go, we have 2 cards using products from both Lindy's and Syberia. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and go check out the rest of the videos in this hop, and until next time, have a great day. Bye!